Hi everyone, my name is Fan. I'm the technical marketing engineer for Cisco CSR1000V router. In this 10 minutes video, you will learn how to spin up a CSR in the AWS cloud. CSR is a cloud service router that can run on any hypervisors, including AWS and Azure. It has all the features like ASR1K. I'm going to walk through every step of how to spin up a CSR in the AWS. The first, you have to create a virtual private cloud in the AWS. Second, launch the CSR1000V routers from AWS Marketplace. The third is boot up the instance and configure the routers. And at last, I will give you some guidance on how to deploy the routers. Okay, let's go back to the AWS console. If you are going to the VPC here, you will try to create a VPC first. Let's click the Start VPC wizard. Using the wizard is much more easier. You can see there is multiple types of VPC. Today we will use the first one, VPC with a single public subnet. Select this one and it will need you to input the CIDR block. Assume we are using 1016.0.0/16 and we will create a name for that. CSR VPC. And we need to specify the public subnet, so we're using 10.16/24 here. We will leave other options as default, but you can just adjust it based on your preference. Click the Create VPC. It will show up the status of the creation, like set up the router, set up the internet gateway, set up the DNS here. After that, you have successfully created the VPC. Click OK. Then you can see the VPC you have created you can see there is the CIDR IP address, there is the VPC ID. Next, we need to create the security groups. Here is the security group, come with VPC as default. Let's change the name first. CSR VPC security group SG. If you're looking at the outbound rules, it allows all the traffic going out. But if you're looking at the inbound rules, it permits the traffic that's inside the VPC, but it denies all the traffic coming inside. So let's add some rules. First, we will add the SMP coming inside. We will allow all the source, and then we will create another SSH. Also allow all the source. After that, you can use ping, you can use SSH to connect to the routers in this VPC. And the second step is to create the instance. So let's go back to the EC2 to create the CSR1000V routers. If you click the instance on the left, and we will try to launch an instance. You need to choose the AWS market to select the correct AMI. So you can just type Cisco or CSR here. For today's demo, we will use CSR1000V, bring your own license. This will basically give you a 30 days license for the routers. We'll just select this one. Please remember that the CSR1000V need more than 2 to 5 memories, so the minimum we could choose here is the M3 medium. And next, we will configure the instance detail. From the network perspective, you have already associated with VPC, CSR, VPC. That's the one we just created, and the subnet. And for the public IP address, I suggest you to associate an EIP, elastic IP, afterward, because if you auto assign a public IP after the device has been rebooted, the public IP address will change. But if you are using an elastic IP, it will never change. So I will do it afterward. If you are going to add multiple interfaces for your CS1000V routers, you can just add the interface here. But in this demo, I will just use one interface, and it will auto-assign the IP address I just associated. Next, add storage. For this step, I highly recommend that you do not change the size. Even after you have boot up the routers, do not have to change the size. We don't support changing the size right now. Next, tag instance. That's just for your identification, so I will leave it as default. And then let's associate with the security group. Let's select an existing security group. That's the one we just changed. You can see the rules we just changed before. Review and launch. Before you really launch the instance, you will see all the detail you have configured in the previous steps, and click launch. Now it will need you to input a key pair. Let's create a new one. For the name, CSR key pair. And this is only chance you download the key pair, so please take care of it. That's the SS key you need to access to your routers. So let's click the launch instance. You can view the instance creation steps. After the status check has been passed, the instance has been fully booted up. In the first boot, it may take around 10 minutes. So we will get back later. So now the routers has been successfully booted up. If you click at the instance, you can see the public IP address is now, we don't have a public IP address, and we don't have an elastic IP address either. Then we click the elastic IP in the left, allocate a new address. Now we have a elastic IP. Let's associate it to the instance we just created. Associate. Now this elastic IP has been associated with the CSR1000V we just created. If we copy this IP address, then we go to the terminal and try to pin that IP address. Okay, it's pinnable. And we also can use SSH to connect to the routers. SSH. Before we SSH, we need to change the SSH key to 400. CSR-key SSH. Use -i options to use the key. And the default username for the routers is -user at the IP address. And then we will tap yes. Now we are connected to the routers. If you do a show version, it will give up. This is the iOS XE software, and the version is 3.16.18. You can use config terminal to change the host name. We'll change to CSR, and you can use write or just copy running startup config to save the configurations. If you do a show license, you can see that's the license, the features you can use in these routers. And last, I would like to give you some guidance on the deployment. First, do not change storage size during or after the router boot up. Second, their 3 features are supported on the AWS. But remember, some layer 2 features like HSRP, VRP, IGMP, and OTV are not supported. That's because AWS doesn't support layer 2 or multicast. So if you want to know more about that, you can click link below to get into the details. I think that's pretty much of the demo today, and thanks for your watching.